Now we will be moving to the hour 4, which is having different media types, because we already understood the connection points, but on the connection point we need some kind of media, we need some kind of cables. So if we want to understand the cables, first we need to understand the network cables. So there are three categories of the network cables: twisted pair cables, coaxial cables, and fiber optic connection. So what is the twisted pair? Twisted pair mean it is twisted each other. Twist mean wrapping. They are wrapped one another. Why we need wrapping? Because these cables running with electromagnetic signal. Like we are carrying data inside these cable with electrons, like electricity. Electricity is running through this cable to carry data from one place to another place. The problem is the electrical cable also having electrons, like electricity cable. For example, this UTP cable is ongoing and your electrical cable is ongoing for some device. So that electrical cable will make problem with the data transmissions, because there are electrons inside the data and there are electrons in the electricity. The electricity electrons will be powerful, that will go to disturb the other electrons. वो देखे ना, मतलब एक बड़े वाला जो होगा वो छोटे को तंग करे. So that electrons will be forcefully going inside. That is why we are saying that whenever you are running the network cables, avoid the electricity cables nearby. If you will be running in one duct electrical cable also and the network cable also, the data will be having very slow response and there will be problems in your communication. You will be thinking, yeah, I have buy very good cable, I don't know why this data is not going properly with my network. But when you will go to the layout, you will see that your network cable is running with the same electrical cable. So that is the problem. You have to separate the electrical cable to the data cable. So whenever you are planning to move your network cable, avoid the electrical cable nearby. So electrical cable should be going the other way. Network cable should be going the other way. Yeah, LAN cables. When, for example, I am making a lab of 10 computers, I need to run 10 cables to the switch. There is a cabinet of the switch, you want to run 10 cables. But sometimes, if engineers don't know, they will run all the electricity also on the same duct with the network cables. So they will be saying that there is a problem in the communication. Why? Because these electrical cables are making problems now. So that is why we are making twists on these cables that will strengthen from outside electromagnetic interference. So if you are jointing two cables over them, if something will came from outside, that will have less effect. For example, if there is something straight and then something is coming, that will hit all the way. But if you are making twists, then there will be less effect. So that is why there are 8 cables inside this cable for sending traffic from one place to another place, but every 2 cables will be twisting each other. So there will be 4 wire pin, 4 4 pairs, you can say. Pair of copper wires twist together to reduce the electromagnetic interference. Electromagnetic interference means which is coming from the electricity side. That is called interference. Means someone is trying to interfere in your communication. There are multiple categories: category 5, category 5E, category 6, category 6A, and there are also categories available nowadays: category 7 and category 8, which is not mentioned here. So there are 2 more categories nowadays coming. So what is the difference between category 5 and category 5E? Category 5 was carrying capacity 100 Mbps only, and the 5E becomes 1 Gbps. Why they have changed the speed? Because 5 was using these twists per inch, 1 twist. So when you have 1 twist only per inch, the electromagnetic interference will be more and speed will become less. What they have done, they have made more twists in per inch. For example, first per inch was 1 twist, they have just उसको ज़्यादा मरोड़ दिया तो वो 3, 4, 5 twist हो गए. So the electromagnetic interference was less, the speed becomes more. This structure they have changed. The other structure they have changed, they have put it one foil inside also. this white foil. Yeah, in during the pair of the wires, because inside the pairs also there is electricity, so that is also disturbing each other. So they have just separated four pairs also with one foil. So inside what was happening, you know, if you have a 4-lane road and all the cars are going left right left right left right, and they will be having problem. But if you make between some barriers, then they will be going straight, they will not mix up each other left right, so they will be going faster because there is no left right inside. You have separated all four lanes. But if you will not separate all four lanes, there will be left right, and it will become slower. So that is why they have made two changes. One is with twists, they have become more twists, and the second is they have provided inside another what you call foil, which is separating the inside code. That becomes the speed from 100 to 1 GB. Category 6 was not changed with the speed, but they have changed the structure also more powerful. Like they have put it another foil upside, and they have provided the foils on the separate, what you called separate pair also. Every pair they have just wrapped. Before it was one wrapping inside only, but pairs were open. They just provided one pair also separated. Safety. Yeah, that didn't increase the speed, but that increases the efficiency. After that, they have also changed the structure, and they have changed from what you called up until 10 Gbps. But after that, nowadays technology have changed. We can carry data up to 40 Gbps. Yeah, so we can go up to 40 Gbps. So these two cables can carry data until 40 Gbps nowadays, category 7 and category. Okay, copper cable also have two types, unshielded and shielded. What is mean by unshielded and shielded? Unshielded means that there is very little shield, not no shield, but there is very little shield. Little shield mean before they were using only one cover. There is no foil inside, there was just plastic inside, and the pairs were open, and that was considered without any shield. So this they have provided later on these shields, but that was not enough also, this shield. So these two cables were considered as not shielded. There were, why not shielded? It is protected with some material, but there were more electromagnetic interference coming from outside. That is why they were calling unshielded. There is protection, but that was not very protected. So after that, they have made more structurally stable, and they have put it this one, and they have put it on the pairs also, and they have put it one thread also here to make it strong, and then there is one foil also inside, and every pair is having separate foil over there. So they have called this, now they are shielded. Why they are shielded? It means there is very less interference now. That is what. Even they are saying shielded mean it is fully shielded, but there will be still some, but that will be very less. Before it was around 20%, for example. Now it will be 2% or 1% like that. So category 6 and until category 6 we can say it is what you called, until this it is unshielded, and after category 6A and until 8 we can say it is shielded. Okay, the third one, second one is coaxial cable. Coaxial cables are basically used before inside networks. Like networks have two categories of the topologies, bus topology and star topology. What was bus topology? They were using one single coaxial cable. Both sides they were blocking, like covered, and inside the coaxial cable they were just connecting and multiple devices. So network traffic was going one way. If one is sending traffic and the other should have wait, then the communication will finish, then the second can start. But these cables are not famous nowadays in the network because they are very costly. See the structure inside the conductor which will be carrying signal, and there is a plastic foil, and then there is another layer of something protective sheet, and there is another layer, and then there is a plastic layer. So it is very protective to electromagnetic interference. If we are saying category 8 or 7 also having 1 to 2% chances for electromagnetic, this cable will be having zero chances, because this is very much protected. But the problem is that is very costly. Why costly? Because too much material used inside this to avoid the electromagnetic signal. For example, category 7, if you are buying 1 meter with 10 dirham, that will be maybe 30 dirham. So 2 to 3 times, 5 times costlier will be there. And the other problem with this is it is not bendable. So the twisted pair cables we can easily bend, we can move from the holes and all that. But if you have to move 10 cables, coaxial cable, that will become, that will become wood. You cannot move it. So the two problems with that, one is cost and one is their structure. The structure is very hard, and they are using the cover or whatever the material that can become problem with the heat also with coaxial cable. But you can run it. The advantage of coaxial cable is that is less interference. The other advantages of coaxial cable is you can move outside the buildings. So heat protected. Yeah, heat protected they are. If you will run the twisted cable outside, electricity problem, weather problem, noise problem will be there. But coaxial cable, there is no. Whenever you see now, cable providers are using this one, coaxial cable, because they have to run. So RJ6 are used with the, what is mean by RJ? RJ mean registered jack. Registered jack means some company is making the standard that you have to use the same size. If you are not using the same size, it will not work. So companies should follow the registration. So that is why we are calling registered jack. So there is a size also, 45 size is used for the network, and RJ11 is also there. RJ11 is used with the telephone lines. You have seen the same connector, but that is smaller one. So that is the number 11. And RJ6 is used with the coaxial cable, but that is having different structure with the, गोल सा होता है, उसको घुमा के आप लगा सकते हो. Usually we use with the TV connections. Okay, the third one is fiber optic. What is mean by fiber optic? For fiber optic is used a different technology. Like coaxial cable and UTP cables, both were using electromagnetic signals to transfer with the conductor inside. And on the conductor, there were electromagnetic signals, electron signals, like electricity is going on the cable. Now they have replaced the electricity with the light. Like they have used the light emitting diode technology, but faster laser technology. Yeah, inside the wire. They are running the data with the help of light. So inside fiber, they are using the light. But light is light. When you will throw light, that can go left, right. So to control the light, they have made the structure of fiber optic like glass core. What is the glass core? They have make a pipe of glass that is very less. The core is that is white. That is, yeah, like the hair. It is saying that the core is third time thinner than the hair. Like it's a 2/3 of the hair also. That is very simple. That is glass. They have made the glass, but inside glass there is a way to go light. So yeah, they have made very much strong structure. So that is very less, but there is inside the glass which light is going. Yeah. Okay. So to protect this core, that light will not go outside, they have covered with the cladding. Some kind of material they have wrapped over on the glass, so the material cannot go out. But still, that cladding is not enough to carry. They have put some coating over there. Coating mean whenever you see the mirror, if there is no coating backside the mirror, your image will go. You cannot see yourself. So the coating will not reflect your image backside. So it will become to yourself again. So that coating will make possible that if light want to try to outside, that coating will throw it inside and it will be staying inside. After that, there is a strengthened material, that fiber optic. If you move or if you bend, try to bend, that glass will not break. That material will help to protect the glass inside. For example, if you are putting something glass inside some box to carry somewhere, so you have to put some protected material outside that glass will not break. The same material is strengthening from outside, that if you bend, that glass core will protect it inside. उतना ही bend होगा जितना ये allow करेगा. Yeah. If that material will not be there, if you will bend, the glass core will break.
And I saw when I think he called somebody else. He didn't do that.
No,
Yes,
anyone cannot do this. There should be one splicing machine.
The camera also.
Yeah, the camera also, and there is a specific slicing machine. That slicing machine, you know how much is costly, which can be joined that small core. If you can, we can join this. So by using this splicing machine, sometime we need to extend the fiber optic cable, and we need to join that. That is splicing machine. We need to scan, and then we need to put it inside. We need to provide heat inside, and that will be jointing. So that is basically splicing machine to connect the fiber cables each other. That is very costly. So you cannot use without training, or you have certification. Otherwise, what will happen? That core used that kind of material. If that core just went inside your blood, you will be having cancer. That material will cause cancer inside your body. So that is why anyone cannot make fiber optic cable. You have to wear gloves, protective gloves. Then you can touch that what you call core. If that core will touch your body and it goes inside your blood, it can make cancer for you. So that is why there is a protective material, and this is the plastic jacket outside. Why you are using a very good jacket? Because this fiber can go on the water and on the mountain. If some animal can just bite it, that will be protected from outside. So that fiber should be protected from outside also. So what are the use cases? Use cases are from long distance communication, because these twisted pair cables are limited to 100-meter maximum. So these can go up to kilometers. So there are two types also, single mode and multi mode. Only difference is the core. This core in single mode will be 9M size, and the multi mode will be 25M. So whenever you have a very small core, 9M, the light will go straight and it will be very faster. So it can go up to 40 kilometer. It can go up to 40 kilometer. But this is 2mm, 2mm, not 25mm. It's a big one. So the signals will be going like this. But this one will be very smaller, and signal will be going like this. So that one will be go to 40 kilometer, and this one is 25mm big core, but this one can go on only 550 meters. 550 meters, because the core is big, the signal is going up, down, up, down, up, down. That is why it will reach only 550 meters. So and this one is going short distance. So single mode we are using outside to extend the longest distances for 40 kilometer तक जा सकती है. But this one we used inside the network, like inside. So usually whenever you see inside your organization some fiber cable, that will be always multi-mode. That will not be single mode, and there is a cost associated. This multi-mode will be, for example, per meter, you can say it's a 50 dirham, and the single mode will be per meter maybe 200 dirhams. So that will be costly, because that you can use it to outside to bring the more distance, that to carry the signal to the more distance. Usually we can connect the multiple buildings with the single mode, and inside the computers we can connect with multi-mode. Okay, there are some other peripheral devices. We already know, if we want to connect something from outside, that is called peripheral device. Like any device, which we already discussed all these ports, what these ports are and all that. See, this one is the mini, which was missing there. Now it is available here, mini port. This one is USB micro. This one is C type. This one is B type. and this one is 3.0. See, 3.0 now it's here. 3.0 is having blue, and this one is type B and this one is type A. Usually printers market में आते हैं इसके साथ B type के साथ. Yeah, USB cables we already understood that USB connectors will be using USB cable, so it will be the same type of cable which we already understood inside the connectors. So if we understand the connectors A type, B type, C type, then we have to understand the cable also. So the cable connector should be the same. USB standards are also there, 2.0 and 3.0 and 3.1, 3.1 also there, generation 1 and generation 2. What is the difference?
Speed.
Which I already told you that the difference is only speed. Before it was 400 MB, 480 Mbps, 5 Gbps, 10 Gbps. Now we can transfer in USB 3.1 also 10 Gbps, up to 5 meters, up to 3 meters, up to 3 meters. But first USB was 2.0, we can connect it 5 meters. That was covering longer distance. But nowadays distance doesn't matter. 3 meters is also enough. USB connection types will be A, standard B, 2.0 will be using mini type and B type. We already know the types. And micro also can be 2.0. 3.0 will be only using micro B. There is no micro A or type B we cannot use with 3.0. So 3.0 should be using micro B, like printers, cables and the other type of, and after that USB-C type we can use with the micro 3.0. So 3.0 we can only use with micro B and type C. There will be no other types we cannot use it because that is the advanced one. So we have to use the same. Serial cables, we already understood the serial connections that will be looking like this. We have understood in the ports sections, serial ports will be like some port will be male and the connector will be female. Some ports will be female and the connector will be male. Thunderbolt, now we are coming to the Thunderbolt. What is mean by Thunderbolts? Thunderbolt cables are like this. Why we are calling Thunderbolt? These are type C connectors, but that we can use with the power through a single cable. Like MacBook that will be having power connection inside. Before we were saying that no cable have power inside the connector. Now this one Thunderbolt is having power inside. For example, before these ports were providing the power to the connector. Now these Thunderbolt connectors, ports, cables also having inside power. So that is why we are calling Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt 3 cable will be connecting to MacBook and 4K monitors. So we can use these kind of cables to the MacBooks and the other type of connection. Why? Because these cables inside also having now AC power. Video cables and connectors we already discussed, VGA, DVI, HDMI and DisplayPort. These are two we didn't discuss before, DisplayPort and DVI. DVI ports are mostly coming with the servers. So usually VGA and HDMI are coming on the client side and the server side these two ports are coming, DVI ports. Basically these DVI ports are having more pins and they can carry more data. That is why they are coming inside the server side. Okay, after that connectors we have already discussed RJ45 connectors and RJ11 connectors. RJ45 connectors will be looking like this and RJ11 connector will be looking like this. This one is the smaller one and this one is the, if you can see inside in RJ11 there are 6 pins and RJ45 is having 8 pins. So nowadays twisted pair cables have 8 pins, that's why they can use RJ45. And before they were using 6 pins cables inside, like 3 pairs. That was category 3. We have just discussed before from category 5. There were category 3 also. Category 3 basically were used inside the phone lines. So there were 6 cables and 3 pairs inside. Okay. So after that, fiber optic connectors also there. These are the fiber optic connectors. What kind of fiber optic you are using, single mode or multi mode, the same connector you will be using. There is a variety of connectors: ST connector, SC connector, LC connector. Basically, these are dependent on the fiber optic structure. Whatever fiber optic structure is there, the port of the router or switch should be same. Whatever port is providing functionality, you have to buy the standard. Some are lengthy, some are just fixed easily, so that the structure is different. Some you can just roll out over the cable, some you can just push out, some have the clips. So these are the structure difference. Okay, I think wireless media we will not discuss here because it will take too much time, and BIOS we will just put it in some other way. So we will finish it here without wireless media, because wireless media will take some 20-30 minutes separately, because we need to discuss what is cellular and what is Wi-Fi, and then we need to discuss 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G. So maybe it will take around 20 to 30 minutes. So we will have some time in networking lecture